net last April the 10th at the opening round of the Love Finals. A 3-2 win for Austin. It was an epic match. Every set decided by 2 points. Eddie Casanova, and she gets rejected by Skinner. And we're off and rolling on this Thursday evening in Salt Lake City. Logan Eggleston will serve for Austin.
And there's that net defense we were talking about, right? And especially having Molly McCage back in the mix.
And Sophie Fisher getting in the act and want to get the middles involved. No Serena Gray. Fisher picking up the slack early on.
Yeah, already we're only 1 point in for each team. They've done exactly what I was asking them to do. Get that net defense going and get your middles going for Salt Lake.
Key Nostradamus Michael.
I'll take it.
There's Alexa Gray, one of the world's great outside hitters. Her serve has Austin out of system. Bump set by O'Reilly, going for high hands, and didn't get it. Oh, 2-1 Salt Lake. Alexa Gray played with Jordan Poulter for a couple of years in Italy. She knows her setter well. And a service error.
Kama Miyashiro told us that they're working on those short serves. They're trying to move that ball a little bit forward or backwards, and you're going to get a couple of balls that go in the net, don't make it over, but that's the strategy they're working with.
Interesting, Eric Sullivan said the same thing. He thinking that Serena Gray might play. They want to short serve her to try to limit some of the offense. Let's see if they do that with the middles they do have on the floor. Ronnie Jones-Perry off the soft block. Dead by Maddie Banks. And Skinner. Attack error. And it's 3-2 Salt Lake.
Yeah, that was one of the problems, I think, for Austin in the last match. And Coach Eric Sullivan saying pretty much everything went wrong. But one of the things is, as a team, they only attacked 250. They just couldn't get that offense running.
Back set. Dug by Casanova. Poulter teeing up Jones-Perry. Inoue unable to dig it.
How about Ronnie Jones-Perry getting the start here? She struggled a little bit early on in the season, pretty low efficiency, but came in as an impact player in the last match. And I have a feeling she's looking to try and keep that spot.
Playing just her third of their 5 matches. That serve skitters right across the tape. O'Neal got dug by Fisher. Jones-Perry going high hands or back line. She got it. And it's 5-2 Salt Lake.
Yeah, in the first match against Madison, she hit 250. The next one, she had 14 points in just 2 sets. That's why she's earned herself this spot. It's really fun to see.
Sophie Fisher, middle blocker, but excellent at the service line. Top 5 in the league. Service aces per set. Tori Dixon on the block, right back in the face of O'Neal. Poulter teeing up Dixon, who tipped it. Inoue with the dig. Back row attack. Logan Eggleston, and goes long. 6-2 Salt Lake. And we're going to have a challenge here from Eric Sullivan on whether or not that ball was out. Each coach given 2 challenges per set. If you win it, you get to keep it. And the reason why they're so liberal with the challenges is because of the Hawkeye technology, the 40 cameras, and you're able to resolve it quickly.
Yeah, and he might be looking for a block touch here because, and he, again, might be clutching at straws. I think from what we're looking at here, I don't see it. But at a 6-2 lead for the other team, just maybe slow down the momentum. One of the changes this season is you don't get 2 timeouts, so sometimes coaches will look for a touch or some kind of challenge to slow down momentum. He wants to see it again. He didn't like the result.
Right. Didn't look like there was a touch on Jones-Perry's finger.
I don't think so. Referees don't think so either.
Sophie Fisher, the server, her best offensive match came Saturday against Madison. 6 kills, 12 swings, hit .333. She's got them out of system. The bump set by O'Reilly. Over dig, and O'Neal takes care of business.
I love the scoop by Poulter. That's why she is such a good defensive player. She pops that up, but if you're O'Neal at the net, that's almost, you're just drooling at the chance to hit at that as a middle.
Her eyes had to get big, didn't they? Now Madison Skinner, one of those Olympic hopefuls for Austin. Eddie Casanova. What a dig by Inoue, and O'Reilly on second contact takes care of business.
There's the advantage of having a tall setter as well. As soon as there's a little bit of net play, she is all over it because she has that really good height and ability to just get up there and grab the ball quickly.
Pair of tall setters, O'Reilly 6 feet tall, Jordan Poulter 6 foot 2 inches tall. There's a back set to Heidi Casanova on the tip. Back in the face from O'Neal. Kojima trying to keep it alive, but it was on the other side of the antenna. Austin on the right. 6-5 short.
Yeah, they just got to chip away a little bit. I think Eric Sullivan was trying to just establish his team culture as being really gritty and working through these difficult moments. So they're absolutely still in it this set.
Jones-Perry, big swing off the block and out of bounds. Jones-Perry, her second kill.
Some of the strongest shoulders out there. Handstand contest before the match. Just warming up to get those kind of swings going.
She and Zoe Jarvis having a handstand contest, and Ronnie Jones-Perry, the former gymnast, won. On the slide, O'Neal coming off 1 foot and getting it done. Side out Austin.
I love Bree keeping her middle involved there. This has to be part of the strategy. Even if you don't have a perfect pass, and you can see here, Bree is pretty much to the 3 meter line, still runs O'Neal because you have to get those options going, and O'Neal is so versatile. She can get that ball at any height.
There's Ronnie Jones-Perry again. RJP with number 3 on the mat.
It almost feels like a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, having not being a starter early on in the season, now working her way into that spot. Has to perform when she gets those opportunities.
Ronnie Jones-Perry, one of the better servers you'll ever see. That does happen on that spin serve of hers, though. Service error there. That's just her 5th service error this year. It's 9 service aces.
I think she had something like 17 aces last season.
Back set, Dixon on the slide. Back in the face of Casanova. Nice dig by O'Neal. Eggleston, dug by Manami Kojima. Back row attack. How about Ronnie Jones-Perry flying out of a pipe for the kill?
And I was watching Bree O'Reilly as well because they're former teammates playing in Brazil for a couple of seasons together. Best friends off court, but she knows this is coming. She watches, sees it just a little bit too late because that is such a quick swing from Jones-Perry.
Yeah, that bears repeating. They played together 2 years in Brazil. And are very good friends. Got the line out of the pinball machine by Love Salt Lake. O'Reilly teeing up Molly McCage.
Welcome back to the party, Molly McCage, one of the better middles in this league, one of the players that has been around the volleyball so much. She was 4-time best blocker in Athletes Unlimited. That is what is kind of missing, a little missing piece on Austin's side.
31-year-old 10th-year pro. A pass right above the net. Austin takes care of business, evens this up at 9. Molly McCage from Spring, Texas. 3rd in love in blocks last year, 0.81 blocks per set. With the Longhorns 2012 to 2015. Helped him get a national title as a freshman. The first under Jared Elliott. O'Reilly, where's she going here? Outside, Eggleston. The cage there off the block. Casanova keeping it alive with Poulter and Kojima again with the pinball machine. This time the cage dug by Kojima again, brought a net violation.
Oh, what a defense. Talk about important and impact plays. That kind of defense from Casanova there. She's not on there to be a defensive player. So if anytime an opposite can get that ball up, it doesn't necessarily count for 2, but momentum-wise it can.
One of my favorite athletes in the league, Heidi Casanova. Fisher going down the line. Sophie Fisher gets Salt Lake back even at 10. Back and forth we go. First set action from Salt Lake City.
She's one of those fun players to watch as well. She played a little bit of backcourt in her college days as a middle. Have yet to see that in the pro game yet.
Into the block.
Loves that from Fisher. Excellent movement, excellent penetration.
Combo elbow play. And the back set to Eggleston. And she puts it down. And we're even at 11.
Curtin Barnett, French fries on the board. It's his favorite expression. I can't not say it now whenever I see it.
11-11? Okay. Pass tight to the net. Fisher rejected by McCage. In Love, the first player ever to win both awards, also the first setter in league history to win Defensive Player of the Week. Casanova from the left pin. Overhand dig by Inoue. Got the lie by Maddie Banks. Swing by Fisher. She got dug by Eggleston. And there is McCage again, making her presence known. In fact, that's Skinner, pardon me. Madison Skinner, the Katy, Texas native.
Yeah, smart by Skinner there to go off the hands too, because she's so far inside. She really only had that option to avoid getting blocked.
Solik out of system. Casanova from the left pin. Off the soft block dug by Inoue. There's Maddie Banks. On the right side. Alexa Gray. And McCage. Nice to see a smile on Molly McCage's face. Playing with a heavy heart. Missed the last 3 matches because she traveled to Denmark to see her sister Miranda, whose husband died, Joel. They have a newborn baby, Sophia. There's a GoFundMe page set up by Molly. So I'm sure she's able to put some of that aside and focus on some volleyball.
Yeah, one of the hardest moments, I'm sure, in her life. But if anyone's able to send some support her way, absolutely do it. The whole Love community is behind her.
Indeed. O'Reilly checking her options. Bump set by Inoue. Here comes Skinner. Second swing of the rally. Overdig by Casanova. O'Reilly this time going outside to Banks. Diving dig by Poulter. Swing for Casanova. Rejected by McCage.
Huge stuff block from McCage, and she has this presence about her at the net that I think this is something a coach told me early on is even if you're not getting those stuffs, which Molly is, even just her presence at the net can deter hitters from going in that direction.
But a great first set here, 15-12 Austin. Jones Perry. And Skinner again, just finding a way to get it done.
A scrappy net play. Never hurt anybody.
Second kill for Madison Skinner. Overpass. Kojima able to help clean things up. Jones Perry off the soft block, dug by Eggleston. O'Reilly going to Skinner. Back in their face off the block of Sophie Fisher. Over dig, back row attack. Alexa Gray. Side out, Salt Lake.
And you're looking at Kojima right now because that play is made possible by the defense. Liberos don't get a whole lot of love, but there are 2 of the best in the world on the court right now between Inoue and Kojima.
Both from Japan. They're the top 2 players in the league in digs per set. Led by Jones Perry. McCage. In fact, that was Maddie Banks. Maddie Banks, the 4th-year professional from West Des Moines, Iowa. Last year played with Love, Nebraska. Eggleston out of the back row. Love Salt Lake in first place. They've won 3 of their first 4 matches this year. Austin in second. All 3 of Austin's wins have come in 5 sets. Atlanta only 3 losses. As many losses as they had all of last year in the regular season, and they had 13-3. Top 4 teams will make the Love Finals. There's a block for Asia O'Neal. And you asked for Austin to be big at the net, and they have done just that.
Yeah, and they have some of the best blockers in the league anyway, so I was surprised we weren't seeing these numbers, but this is what I've been expecting from Austin this season, and now we're starting to see it.
Outside again, Maddie Banks. Got dug by Gray. And just Perry uses the block. And now Salt Lake gets the side out. We're back in it.
Now that we're getting down the stretch towards later in the set, I feel like Salt Lake has to be more offensive. They have to get those weapons going again. And Ronnie Jones-Perry is going to be at the heart of it because she's such a confident and aggressive swinging player. I don't want her to go away from that, even especially if they're not passing perfectly, using her and getting that arm going. And for Austin, continuing to block the way they have been.
Maddie Bug, setter into serve and play some defense in this one. And they're put away. Julianne Fawcett, 36-year-old, 14th-year pro. Single mom of 3, Julianne Fawcett. 19-15, Love Austin. Salt Lake got the jump on this one early. They had a 6-2 lead. They passed that time. Not able to do a whole lot with it. Fawcett, blocked by Dixon. Big swing. Big kill. And Austin gets into the red zone first. They get to this 12 players for the Olympic Games in LA in 2028. Maddie Banks serve. Dixon on the slide, and she gets blocked by Eggleston and O'Neal.
The defense at the net is looking so disciplined on Austin's side. They're reading the offense really well, and it starts with a tough serve, right? Poulter is off the net. She's kind of forced to go a little bit higher and slower, and the blockers are reading really well.
Dixon again off the back set. Nice coverage by Gray. Ronnie Jones-Perry comes up with another kill. Big early in this set. She now has 7 in this first set. Salt Lake gets the side out. They're down by 5.
And we might start to see Salt Lake do a little bit more of that, swinging high, aiming for fingers, aiming for the roof almost, just to get that touch.
Second service error of this set for Jones-Perry. Austin now 3 points away from a first set win. Asia O'Neal will serve. Her father, Jermaine O'Neal, 18 years in the NBA, mostly with the Indiana Pacers.
That's where she gets her hops from.
Yeah. Gray with the pass, Gray with a kill. Talk about her father being Jermaine O'Neal. Is Asia's dad, his career with the NBA. 1996, 2014. She wears number 7 because that was his number.
Speaking of numbers, Molly McCage wears 5 because that's how many kids are in her family. She's one of 5. Yeah.
She has 5 attacks in this one and 4 kills. Rhea Riley serve. And she has an ace. First service ace of the match. Set point for Austin. Looking to get set number 1 here in Salt Lake City. A lot of options for Poulter. She goes to Gray. It goes wide, claiming she got the touch.
I'm not sure I saw it in real time, but it's definitely worth the challenge, at least to have a second look at it.
So they are going to challenge it, whether or not there was a touch at the net. Salt Lake struggled in first sets last year. They were only 4 and 15 in first sets, including the Love Classic. Win call, they had dropped 10 consecutively. So the challenge successful. There's a touch in the net. Poulter will serve at 24-18. Second set point coming for Love Austin. Banks and Inoue in serve receive. It was Inoue. And there's a rejection for Fisher. Salt Lake hanging on for now.
Great read by Fisher. She had that down to a T in terms of timing and knowing where that ball was going.
Poulter going to have to serve aggressive. And she's got an ace. First ace for Salt Lake. Each setter with an ace in this one. 3 consecutive points. Timeout taken by Austin and Eric Sullivan. So 3 set points turned aside. Still a long road to go in this first set.
I like the tough serving as well. We talked about being aggressive in the offense for Salt Lake. From the end line, they have to do exactly the same. How do you get Austin off the net? How do you stop them from using their middles? That's how.
See if they can continue to do that. This will be their first of 2 home matches this weekend. They'll take on Love Atlanta on Saturday.
It feels like they have to take advantage of that, right? They're going to have 4 home matches in a row. Towards the end of the season, they're going to be away for 4 matches in a row. So you really want to get those wins if you're Salt Lake right now.
Also a home match coming up in Provo at BYU. Eggleston, overhand dig by Poulter, kept alive by Fisher and Kojima. O'Reilly teeing up Eggleston again. She tools the block, and on their 4th opportunity, Austin closes out set number 1. 25-20 over Salt Lake.
Says the same thing.
Gray with the pass, Gray with the swing. Eggleston with the dig, bumps it by Inoue. Free ball coming. Gray loses the block. And Salt Lake gets the first point here in the second set. That is a fantastic get for League One Volleyball. One of the great newcomers to the league this year, Alexa Gray, MVP of the final in Italy's A1 a couple of years ago. As a service error there. In the championship final, playing for Conegliano against Vera Volley Milan. Second set, they were down 17-11, trailing 1-0. And she scored 7 points the remainder of that set. They won it 26-24. They would win that match, become league champions, and Gray was in the MVP.
Yeah, she's one of those players that can absolutely take over a match, and she's been surprisingly quiet tonight, but I have no doubt that she's got more in the tank.
There's Alexa. Sophie Fisher's serve. Good pass. O'Reilly going to O'Neal. Asia O'Neal.
In terms of gameplay on Austin's side, they've been so much more compact. I feel like they're quickly siding out. They're really effective in their blocks. Just they're looking a lot more clean, and that's something Eric Sullivan was asking of them after that last match where they got pretty much stomped by Houston 3-0.
Jones Perry. And Asia O'Neal read that one well. In the first set, Austin had 6 blocks, Salt Lake only 2. Both teams hit 180. The blocking was the difference.
Yeah, and we said that it had to be, right? If you clean that area up, everything else gets easier. And I think it starts with the serve, too. You're seeing a lot more pressure coming from the servers in the purple jersey.
Pushed over by Jones Perry, dug by Inoue, back set. O'Neal on the slide, O'Neal with a kill. Asia O'Neal, Olympic hopeful, LA Games 2028.
She was 4-time best middle of the Big 12. She's absolutely one of those players that we can keep an eye on and expect to see long future ahead of her.
She was born with some medical issues that we will tell you about a little bit later on. Safe to say that Asia O'Neal has overcome a lot in her life to get to where she is and be the champion that she's become. Casanova's thunderous serve results in an ace. Try being on the back end of that, Key.
When she goes for it, she just absolutely lets rip. And I'd love to see her bring that confident serve more often because look at the precision on it. I mean, it's straight like a bullet down the middle.
How could such a nice, kind person come up with that?
I don't know if those two things are related.
You're right. And now there she has a nice dig. Casanova coming up big. Jones Perry. That was off the block of O'Reilly and out of bounds.
Yeah, Yeah, the Jones-Perry versus O'Reilly. I love it. Friends to enemies, off court, on court, doesn't matter.
Maddie Haynes in the background, exhorting her teammate Casanova. High toss. The spinner has him out of system. Going outside to Banks. Dunked by Kojima. Oh, she can get low, can't she? Well off the net. There's the dig by Skinner off the swing by Jones-Perry. Tight to the net. Bumps at Kojima. Jones-Perry, second swing of the rally. Dunked by Inoue. O'Reilly going outside. Banks again with the tip. Dixon was there to get a hand on it. With the D ball. Skinner dunked by Kojima again. I just got out of my chair. O'Reilly, back set, O'Neal, off the soft block, Kojima, third dig of this rally, that was a little easier, and there's O'Reilly on the dig. Good friends, on the block, Parky, O'Reilly on the block, sending it back in the face.
Talk about outlasting and elongating a rally. Kojima had 2, 3, maybe even 4 digs in a row, and Austin did not care. They just kept coming at him.
Jones-Perry well off the net. Not much she could do with that. O'Reilly going outside to Eggleston. Got dug by Casanova. Back row attack by Gray. Dug by Inoue. The D-ball. And Skinner gets rejected. So Salt Lake showing that they can do some things in the net. And Tori Dixon.
This has been one of the most entertaining matches I think we've had in all of Love this season so far. With the defense we're getting from the liberos, the block that's been stepping up, and the service pressure. High level.
High level stuff. Sticking with the spinner. Hard angle attack from Eggleston. Got dug by Gray. Gray with the tip. Setter is really close to that. This time able to take a big swing.
Question mark. Was there a touch? It was just wide. I don't know if we saw hands on it.
Yeah, really hard angle attack. Side out, Austin. Asia O'Neal will serve.
Well,
Bottom dropped out of that one, and she has an ace.
you mentioned it. Sullivan asking his players to pull those strings, right? So they'll go deep in one serve. I wouldn't be surprised to see O'Neal maybe drop it short on the next one.
Let's see what she does. Goes down the line, and again!
2 for 2. Let's go, O'Neal. Hey, don't listen to me. Whatever works, do that. Same shot, almost exactly pinpoint precision.
They thought it was going out. It did not. Consecutive aces for O'Neal. That time, good pass by Kojima. Dixon on the slide. Diving dig by Banks. There's Skinner. Back row attack on the right side. They call it the D ball, and this one goes long. Side out Salt Lake 8-7.
It's good work there by Kojima to step in and take that third ball, especially because she's one of those players that's in that position just to do exactly that.
Austin challenging this one. The attack by Madison Skinner.
A block touch here. I don't see one. I think it's gone just high enough.
I want to take the Hawkeye technology with me. In every sport I do.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Are you with me grocery shopping? When I go to the gym, just literally anywhere. Need that technology to let me know what's
Get your
going on.
Trenti from Starbucks.
Yes, exactly.
The triple venti.
Exactly. They're
Really?
fourth size at Starbucks, guys.
Skinner. Oh, I tell you, she should be wearing a cape flying out of the back row like that. Over dig, and now she's able to go dive and keep that one alive, but off of the right, it goes long.
How do you like that defense from Dixon? Middles defense. Not only, look at Serena Gray getting hyped up for it. Actually, both the middles on the side, they know what it's like being a middle. If you get that defense, you can convert some energy for your team. It's not just about the points on the scoreboard. It's about that momentum.
That's a tough dig with Skinner, but now Dixon will serve it away. McCage on the slide.
Now that one finds the floor from McCage. She knew to go right back to Dixon. But here's another look at that one from before. Dixon just kind of sitting in the pocket there and popping it up. And I like to talk about that as a stat that doesn't get it to the stat sheets, because if your team has middles that are doing that extra duty, that's where you see the high-level teams come out.
Fisher on the slide, dug by O'Reilly. Bumps at McCage, the overset, and it goes out of bounds.
I thought Fisher was going to try and play that next touch. I think Alexa Gray did too. She can smile.
Casanova, Fisher, and Gray in the front row for Salt Lake. Even at 9, Jordan Poulter serve. Eggleston had the pass. Eggleston with the swing off the soft block, dug by Gray. Fisher, kept alive by Kojima. Casanova, covered up by Jones Perry, and the swing by Gray.
Austin Block is making it so difficult for Salt Lake to score right now. They're having to go 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times in the same rally to try and put the ball down. That's what Austin's trying to do, wear out these players.
Exhausted. Salt Lake handling it this set in transition for now. Eggleston off of Poulter. Side out Austin, and Eggleston will serve.
And there's the difference, right? Austin just siding out that little bit quicker. We've seen some good defenses from both Kojima and Dixon and some other players, but the faster you can side out, the less energy you're exerting.
Block. Out of bounds. 11-10 Salt Lake.
You know that Canadian royalty, Sarah Pavin and Adam Schultz are going to hate me to say this, but Alexa Gray has some of the best volleyball IQ on the court, and that's where you see it when she hits into the hands and out of bounds.
Hard angle attack, and there's the kill that evens it up at 11. And Maddie Banks, are you going to say it or am I?
I think you have to decide.
No. In honor of Kevin Barnett, French fries on the scoreboard. We're tied at 11. Fisher, a little bit of a paintbrush. Wrist away. How about that from Kat Bell? Specialist. She has yet to play in this match, but very talented in her own right. Casanova. At the soft block. O'Reilly there. The set by Eggleston. The set very tight to the net and resulted in the joust, and there's a combo play. Free ball coming for O'Reilly. Trying to go up 13-11. And Kat Bell goes wide. So back even to 12.
I'm curious why the change was made when Austin was playing so well in the first set, but I like the way Kat plays. She's a really aggressive, really confident player, and when she gets going, she can change matches.
And they have some good options for sure. And there's Asia O'Neal. 13-12 Austin.
Bree loves to set the middle, especially when she gets a really good ball in the net like that, and I love that she adds that speed. She's a very similar style of setter to both Poulter and Carly Lloyd. Loves to add a bit of speed.
Blocking out of bounds, Haiti Casanova. Talked to Haiti a few weeks back. I mentioned that you had told me that she had a nice collection of crazy socks. I told her that National Crazy Sock Day was coming up on January 21st. She said she was going to wear something fun.
I wouldn't be surprised. She's got a whole closet full of socks, and she's got SpongeBob on, she's got Cheeto socks. She's real proud of it. Gotta get some photos of those on the air at one point.
Also has a dachshund named Kimchi. She says is enjoying the snow there in Salt Lake City. Jones Perry. Going to high hands. She's got 9 kills and 20 swings. Hitting even 300, and she will serve. Now watch her serve. She has both a float and a spinner. She's exclusively used the spinner in this one, and she goes with it again. What a pass by Inouye. Back row attack by RJP. Kept alive out of the pinball machine by Austin. There's Gray. crossbody for the kill. 15-14 Salt Lake.
I'm happy for Salt Lake they kept playing because I'm pretty sure they thought that ball was down. And Poulter creating some space by spreading it out wide when the blockers were really cramped inside on Austin's side.
Jones-Perry, third service error of the match. She comes out, and Claire Hoffman checks in. Hoffman, one of the better passers in the league. In fact, her passing percentage, 74%, is number one in the league. That means 74% of the time when she passes it, her team is in system. Kojima's number two. She just had a great pass there. Here's O'King. And then able to use Dixon on the slide.
And this has been one of the strengths, I think, from Salt Lake, is because that passing's been so good, and you called it out, because of Hoffman, because of Kojima. That's why the offense can spread so wide from Poulter, is she's using all those options when she gets a good pass. If the passing breaks down, Salt Lake is not the same team they've been before.
Cage on the slide and the block. 17-15 Salt Lake.
I'd love to see Salt Lake get some more numbers in the block. That's only 3 blocks they've put up tonight. Cannot allow Austin to continue running away with it.
Very late, defensive specialist with the serve, and it's put down by Brie O'Reilly.
I know I'm making up stats here, but I feel like a setter kill should also be worth 2 because she does such a good job of recognizing she's in that space, right? And Fisher's there, she's got her hands wide, but as soon as you know that Brie O'Reilly is a front court setter, you have to pay attention. You have to respect that.
Again, she's 6 feet tall, her serve. Alexa Gray not known for her passing. Off feed by Bell, diving play Kojima. Back roll attack, rejected by McGage.
9 stuff blocks so far for Austin. They are patrolling the net and just reading the situations, knowing exactly where to be before the ball even gets there.
3 blocks from McGage. Service error, 18-17 Salt Lake. Eggleston going crossbody. Evens it up at 18, side out, Love Austin.
The offense has been more dialed in as well on Austin's side. There were a couple of errors early on in the first set. Those balls were going wide. That's not happening anymore, and that's exactly why Austin are staying neck and neck. Oh. I mean, Eggleston's the top server in the league already with her powerful serve. If you add that into it, those kind of lucky, quote-unquote, balls, I mean, she's so tough to stop. The other thing about having a good pass is not only do you get your middle going, you can run a little faster like that. So there's an overload in the front. There's one player pops up right next to the other. It's almost impossible to get 2 blockers in front of Gray there.
Jones-Perry back in the front row for Love Salt Lake. O'Reilly, her friend, teeing up Eggleston down into the tape. Salt Lake 20-19 over Austin.
Those are the errors, right? Those cannot start creeping back in. Those offensive mistakes were kind of costing Austin in the beginning of the first set.
See if they get the side out right here. Good pass by Inoue. Tight to the net. Was also the swing and the kill. Wow, not much you could do with that. Maddie Banks. And it goes back to the great pass by Inoue.
And I really want to see Salt Lake in this later stage of this set. We're now at 20-20, but you have to keep serving tough. Because there's the problem. If Brie doesn't have to move and she can overload Molly McCage and her outside hitter, it's basically the timing is almost exactly the same, and the blockers can't get there quick enough.
Zoe Jarvis with the serve into the match for the first time. Jones-Perry with a big kill. Side out Salt Lake, 21-20. Hear the crowd chanting RJP. Encouraged by the public address announcer. Maddie Jones-Perry, the hometown kid.
She's probably got, what is it, about 50 of her family in the stadium. Her sister was in there last time. Danny with a big sign saying, "That's my sister."
Put down by O'Neal. Asia O'Neal doing her thing. She's got 5 kills. Design attack here. 9 attempts. Now Kat Bell served. First time she served this year. Casanova. Dug by Eggleston. O'Reilly backs it. Bell! Back right. Got dug by Gray. Jones-Perry off the block. What a diving dig by Kat Bell. Jones-Perry. Bell again. Kept alive by Inoue. And O'Reilly. Kojima with a dive. Gray got dug by Eggleston. High-level stuff. And it's a kill. Maddie Banks. 22-21 Austin. That was incredible. Both sides.
Ooh, let me just pick my jaw up off the floor. It's a little ironic that it was a tip that's the one to score because it almost had to be, right? Look at these diving saves on both sides. Kat Bell with one and then some super scoops by both liberos. Woo, fun stuff.
Casanova, Salt Lake needs it, and they get it. Haley Casanova, heavy right on. Maddie Bug will come in and serve and play defense. Casanova comes out. Bug, their backup setter, again in to serve and play defense, but Poulter still on the floor, and O'Neal again.
Here's exactly what I need to see Austin keep doing as we're getting. Yeah, imagine being told you'll never play volleyball again and then becoming an Olympic hopeful.
Incredible. There's O'Neal on cue. O'Neal with a big kill to get Austin to set points.
And still no errors. She has been a game changer for Austin today.
For the surgery, her brother was there. Legendary coach Jared Elliott, coach of Texas, both parents. Bobby Jermaine, longtime NBA star. Jones-Perry keeping things alive for Salt Lake. They're back in one. Second set point coming up for Austin. Jones-Perry will go back and serve. This will be interesting. 3 service errors on the spinner. Does she go with the float?
She's got to keep it in, but she has to keep the pressure on him too.
It's the spinner sticking with it. Eggleston kept alive by Inoue. Back row attack, Kat Bell. Kat Bell playing for the first time this year. Coming up big in the latter stages of the second set. She puts Austin up 2-0 with the 2017 to 2024 gold in Tokyo, silver in Paris. Ace for Poulter to start matters off. Down 2-0. What does Salt Lake have to do to get back into this?
Well, they're doing that, exactly that. This tough serving and that one going just long, but I love the way that Poulter's kind of opened up this set with that aggression. I think that is exactly what we have to keep seeing. There were a couple too many errors in the serve in that second set and maybe a little bit in the first as well, but they can be offensive from the first touch, but keep those errors in check. We're going to have a game on our hands.
Sophie Fisher wrist away, getting it done.
Yeah, the other thing is keeping those options open, right? If Poulter has a chance to feed Fisher, to feed other areas of the court than just that high ball outside, you have to capitalize on it. It keeps the blockers honest, and the block's been pretty unbeatable right now on Austin's side.
Again for the second consecutive match, Salt Lake playing without Serena Gray, middle blocker, one of the better players in the league.
You're exactly right. Without Serena Gray, they're missing a little bit of that service pressure. She was one of the players that kept her opponent at the lowest in-system percentage of anyone in the league.
You saw Skylar Fields there. She's in a middle blocker. Pardon me, at opposite. Fields played just briefly in one match this year, January 10th against Madison. Had 1 kill. Maddie Jones-Perry, meanwhile, has her season high in kills. She has a dozen. And the slide. Thunderous kill for O'Neal.
That's not going to do it. That was pretty much in the pocket for Bri O'Reilly. She barely had to move an inch. And there's the danger, right? She can get that ball so quick and high and flat to O'Neill that she can hit over and around anybody.
Yeah, you can't get four hands in front of that. Off feet in the back row by Gray. Back on her face. Skylar Fields gets blocked by O'Neill.
Yeah, it's been a block party so far for Austin. I've been loving the way they've been disciplined at the net. This is something that I was asking for them, and they've 100% delivered. Not that they knew I was asking for it, but I'm sure their coach was asking the same thing.
It's pretty good prediction on your part. Free ball for O'Reilly, and Eggleston takes care of business. That goes back to that tough serve by Banks.
Yeah, it's good work by Dixon to get that ball in play to keep it up, and I thought there might have been a challenge if the play had continued, because I thought I saw a foot under the net, but no need, just take care of it cleanly.
That's Perry, cross body, kept alive nicely by Banks and O'Reilly. Poulter teeing up Dixon, Tori Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon hasn't had a whole lot of offensive opportunity this season, but she's one of those really consistent players that if you get her that ball, you can almost guarantee it's a point.
Eggleston going cross court and goes long.
I don't mind that swing by Eggleston. That's something we asked. Was it taking a little bit more risk in their attack? They've done that. It's paid off. And if you're going for that deep edge, I don't think Eric Sullivan's going to be too upset about that.
Service error for Skylar Fields. 6'5" Austin looking for a sweep on the road here in Salt Lake City. First meeting between these two teams this year. Austin leads the all-time series 3-2, including the Love Classic and the Love Finals. James Perry with the tip. Oh. That's one too many. Bonnie Jones-Perry, a big match, only the third match she's played this year. She has a dozen kills. She will serve. Again, that dozen kills her season high. And that one goes long.
I mentioned it a little bit earlier on in the match that she had a pretty ineffective first match when they were playing against Madison. She only hit about 250, so the fact that she's going off tonight is a good sign for her future playing with Salt Lake.
Pass tight to the net. Alexa Gray.
Denied. McCage and Capel with excellent penetration on the arms. Any young blocker, if you're watching out there, those hands have to go over if you want that straight down block.
Right. Inoue kept alive nicely by her and Banks. Free ball for Poulter. Lots of options. The D-ball. Skylar Fields.
And there's the difference, right? You could see how ill-disciplined that block was compared to the one before. McCage was kind of reaching and outside, giving a lot of space for Fields to have that ball. And the reason for that is because Fields hasn't had a lot of opportunity to swing, so they're not prepared for two people over there.
Other side, McCage. It's a side out for Austin. They love having her back. Well, Bergmark hasn't played tonight. She had been playing at middle blocker, along with O'Neill in McCage's place. Here's Gray again. That's her 10th kill.
Yeah, I'm wondering, in 2.5 sets, only 10 kills for Gray. That's something that is not common for her. She's been the go-to. She's been scoring over about 20 points pretty much every game. So if Austin are keeping her to this low mark, who else is going to step up around her is a question mark.
Banks got dug by Jones-Perry. Gray. So with O'Reilly to keep it alive. Fields, her second kill. Skylar Fields had just one kill this season coming into the set.
Yeah, she hasn't played a whole lot. But with Heidi Casanova only scoring 2 points so far in the first 2 sets, it makes sense to me that there's a change, and I liked how Mike being creative there.
Page gets blocked by Fisher. Also get a little bit of pace there on Madison.
Great read by Fisher. I think as a middle blocker, you kind of get a feel for it as well, and she almost just knew, had a hunch that ball was going to the cage. Might go back to her again.
Salt Lake being outblocked 11-4. Fisher got dug by Eggleston. Maddie Banks. There's another block. Consecutive. Sophie Fisher, Skylar Fields.
And Fisher could read that so well. You almost knew that second ball set was going to go back to McCade. She gets a good touch. They can recycle, and then she's making really good moves.
Short serve from Poulter. Eggleston on the dive. Swing by Banks. Dug by Jones Perry. Poulter going outside to Gray. Big swing. Big kill. Alexa Gray
in this match.
Gray with 11 kills. Hitting 360 in this match. There's Fields again. Skylar Fields has brought a spark to the court for Salt Lake. They lead 13-9.
That's exactly what they needed, right? A little bit of balance. If Alexa Gray is doing all the scoring and nobody else is, it's really hard to get past the block.
Answering on the other side, Kat Bell. Bell, another player who hadn't played much. In fact, she hadn't played at all entering this match. Side out Austin, 13-10. Combo play, and Gray uses the block. Her 12th kill of the match.
You start to see the game the setters are playing, right? Poulter there now, she's established behind. The blockers can be just one step late, and it's enough to create a seam in the block that Gray can use. Talk about those moose fingers, right? That's what she's looking for.
Doesn't take her much. O'Reilly going to Bell. Little tip over the top for Kat Bell. Ready to be done for the veteran. 32 years old. She was the inspiration for Logan Eggleston to go to the University of Texas. And now their teammates. Bell comes out. O'Reilly comes out. Carly Lloyd into the match for the first time. Serving and setting. Veteran Carly Lloyd, 2016 Olympian for Team USA. 15-11 Salt Lake.
It makes such a difference having another point scorer, pin hitter. Of course, they talk a lot about the middle having to get involved, but here's the difference that we're seeing on Salt Lake's side right now.
4 kills and 5 swings for Skylar Fields. Maddie Banks. And high hands didn't get him. 16-11 Salt Lake.
Austin need to continue to be aggressive in their offense. A couple of errors are going to come in, but don't let that ruin your confidence.
Fisher usually has the opponents out of system, and they do here. Put down by Fields again. If that was on the correct side of the antenna, that would be 5 kills for her. 17-11 Salt Lake, and timeout taken by Austin. And interesting how one player, Skylar Fields, can bring such a spark.
Yeah, I love the spark we're seeing from Fields. I think they needed that balance. We talked about that missing a little bit in the first couple of sets because they just weren't able to get around Austin's block, and that was the main reason. They didn't have a balanced offense, and now they do, and it's looking a lot better.
They've got 11 blocks in this match. It was key in them winning the first 2 sets in this one and having the upper hand.
Yeah, Austin have done exactly what we asked for in the scouting report. Be disciplined at the net. We've seen every single player that's at the net get involved. They're moving really quickly. They're making it tough, or at least in the first couple of sets, they were making it so tough for Salt Lake to score. Now that we've got more balance in the offense, those blocks are coming a little less frequently, and that's exactly what Salt Lake want.
3 blocks for McCage, 3 blocks for O'Neal, 2 for Eggleston. 17-12. Maddie Banks will serve for Austin.
We've seen this before, though, where Carly Lloyd's come in and been kind of a spark plug for the team, so that's what they're looking for now.
Swing by Fields. Good work by Kojima. Jones-Perry down the line and went wide.
The thing about a good block is, yes, we count the number of stuffs, but equally as important is forcing another team to make those errors. So just over-rotating towards the outside and missing the line, that's as good as a stuff block.
Makes a ton of sense. Their overpass, over dig, put down by Eggleston, 17-14.
Oh, she's lucky she got that second chance. She knows she would have liked that first one back, because if you get an overpass, if your server's done their job, you have to put it away. And the first time she did it, so the second time's a charm.
Back serve, guarding Jones-Perry. Jones-Perry with a tip. Jones-Perry with a kill.
I think Asia O'Neal was a little of two minds there. Do I pull my hands away? Do I block? Because she was kind of caught halfway in between no man's land, and that's easy pickings.
Too strong, 18-15. Now O'Neal will serve for Austin. See if Salt Lake can get the side out. Keep their foot on the gas pedal. Backward attack by Gray. Poulter, teeing up Jones-Perry. Bonnie Jones-Perry. Last swing have attack there. They go back to her 19-15 Salt Lake.
Yeah, and I love that swing by her, because I was about to say this is exactly what Salt Lake need to continue to do. We're getting down the stretch. You can get a little bit tentative, especially after making some errors. They have to continue to swing with confidence and find the court. And for Austin, go back to that disciplined blocking we saw. Force some errors and get your hands in front of the players of Salt Lake. Stop them from getting offensive.
Lloyd went to Julianne Fawcett there, and it went long. 2015 Salt Lake. Jones-Perry, 14 kills, hitting .320. Challenging whether or not there was a touch at the net on the swing by Fawcett.
Ooh, I don't know if I see it. I don't think so. I think that's high enough over the hands of Gray.
Yep, challenge unsuccessful. It stays with Salt Lake. They get to the red zone, have a 5-point lead. Jones-Perry will serve. Put the float that time. And put down by Eggleston, side out.
And that's credit to Carly Lloyd there. I think I saw players jumping in her direction. The point goes to Salt Lake, though.
Okay, Salt Lake, okay. So 21-15. Austin was celebrating. Back row attack by Fields. Dug by Fawcett. Eggleston this time gets the kill. 21-16.
The other thing is capitalizing on those opportunities. It's not often at this high level that you get free ball chances or overpasses. Those have to be taken care of and put away and considered a free point.
This time a challenge comes from Salt Lake. And in fact, no challenge on this one. And Brie O'Reilly back with the serve and set. Tip from Tori Dixon.
And we told you that last time she got a kill, right? She's not going to be the flashy player that gets a lot of swings and opportunities, but when she does, she will look to the other side and use her veteran experience. That tip is a perfect example. 4 hands were up in front of her. Just put it right behind. There's nobody defending there.
She comes out. Mary Lake comes in to serve and play defense. Short serve. Eggleston there. O'Reilly going back to Eggleston. Logan Eggleston with a kill on the side out. Austin back within 5, and Eggleston will go back and serve.
I like the way she handled that pass. She's talked to us about how she feels like her passing has to step up if she's going to be one of those Olympic hopefuls. She knows it and Eric Sullivan knows it too. So she just steps into it with confidence, though. She says, hey, I don't mind. If I can just get that ball high and somewhere, then I can do what I want to do, which is just swing hard.
And she knows it doesn't have to be perfect. Pass. Outside to Gray. Uses the block. 23-17 Salt Lake. 2 points away from taking the third set, getting back into this one. O'Reilly able to do something with that set, surprisingly. Great hands. And good play by O'Reilly. Get over the top by Banks, and that found the floor. 23-18.
Gray a little slow to get up. She's all right.
Zoe Jarvis into serve. Libero serving lately as a defensive specialist, with Inoue getting the libero duties. Fields. Jarvis able to dig it. Off speed from Banks. Lunging play by Poulter. Bump set by Kojima. Gray with a tip. Back in her face. And Austin gets another point to make it 23-19.
And I really like this substitution, using Jarvis as a defensive weapon, even if she's not in that libero jersey. She has a solid serve, and then she can just play that backcourt and add that stability.
Great athlete. Here comes Gray. Good work by Ronnie Jones-Perry. Gray again, second swing of the rally, and this time gets it done. Set point, Salt Lake.
And the question mark was, how would Gray respond? And she's been so much better in this third set because of the support she's had around her.
Well, very much a veteran. You imagine that she would respond well. O'Neal. And the third set goes to Salt Lake. What the heck? Austin's 3 wins this year have all been in 5 sets. We're going to have a challenge here. There's a coach's challenge issued by Eric Sullivan. Why not? He's got it.
I'm curious what he's looking at here. Does he think it was in or out? Does he think there was a touch on the net? Or is he just trying to get a little bit of that momentum? He doesn't want Salt Lake running off to the sideline and thinking they stomped him in this set. So he's just trying to slow him down, I think.
Might be right.
Take some of the wind out of the sails off of this set win. Especially considering the way Austin were playing in the first 2 sets. He kind of wants to erase this last one as quick as possible.
And the point stays with Salt Lake. So they take the third set 25-19. So for the hometown crowd to cheer for. Fourth set action. Austin going to try to close one out in 4. Again, their 3 wins all in 5 sets. Fisher gets blocked by O'Neal, and so they start off this 4th set with some action at the net again.
Yeah, middles are trying to get involved, and I love that Poulter continues to try to force it, but the block has kind of been on it. As soon as there's a good pass, Austin knows where it's going.
And there's Gray, leaving it 1. The other Gray, no relation, Serena Gray, and she is out with a knee injury. And so they hope to be able to have her back soon, but Serena, one of the better players in the league.
Yeah, we're missing her offensively, but also 50% in her block touches. We talked about her serve being offensive as well. So someone who hasn't made any errors in her offensive attack as of yet, that's a big, big missing piece for Salt Lake.
There she is. Yeah, she is hitting .689, tops in the league. 31 kills, no attack errors. That's ridiculous.
I know, and as a middle, I know I always hype up the middles, but she is backing it up.
Really has gotten a lot better from the great first year last year. And there's Salt Lake coming up at the net. That's their 7th block. Austin with 13. 3-1 love Salt Lake. Alexa Gray serve. Good pass by Inoue. Back row attack by Cat Bell.
And I like that Sophie Fisher's been stepping up into that role that we just talked about, missing Gray, but it's kind of hit or miss with her. Sometimes you get that awesome stuff down, and then sometimes it dribbles underneath like that one we just saw.
Fisher, second-year pro. Took some time to develop the consistency. Good pass by Kojima. Gray out of the back row. Skylar Fields, who was so big in that third set. So Austin now down 4-2. They lost the third set. What do they have to do to win 1 and 4? Keep this from going to 5.
Well, one of the things I'm noticing is that the balls are falling that weren't falling in the first couple of sets. Like those tips and rolls and the defense not playing that big of a part. They're not really able to run the offense every time, and especially if they can get a better pass as well. That time Bree is off the net by a step. She still runs McCage because she has that quick connection with her. But if they can get a better pass going and a strong serve to continue with their block, they're going to be back in good shape.
McCage with 6 kills. I believe half of those on the slide. Ronnie Jones-Perry. Off the block, Kojima there. Back set. Fields. Blocked by Eggleston. 14 blocks for Austin.
Starts with a tough serve from Bree. As soon as she gets them out of system, you saw they had to bump set to the outside. The blocker's job's much easier.
O'Reilly's serve goes long. 5-4 Salt Lake.
See what she was trying to do there, right? That deep corner. We'll see if she starts moving it around. Same thing for Salt Lake.
There's Eggleston. Kojima with a dig. Poulter. Tina Jones-Perry. Banks could dig it.
What a dig, Kojima. She is creating opportunities for her team to get a break point like that. If your team's on the serve and you make a defense and get a chance to go offensive again, it's almost like a free point because if you earn it on the serve, you're not supposed to earn that point.
Right. Gotta love Manami Kojima. Jones-Perry with a dig. Kojima keeping it alive on cue. Jones-Perry gets blocked by McCage.
That huge Texas lineup there between McCage and Cat Bell.
They've got 8 former Longhorns, or what volleyball writer Lee Feinswag called the Texas X's last year. 8 of their 15 players, Texas X's. Got to sign up to Lee Feinswag's volleyball email, 900 square feet. And Jones-Perry.
We talked to Eggleston about what that really means, right? A, you have your confidence to play with players that you've been with before.
And there's her older sister, Danny.
Yes, and there's my sister. It's hyped. But the other thing about having multiple Texas players on this side, like Eggleston mentioned to us, is that they've all come from that same high-level training ground. It's kind of like a breeding ground for excellence, right? They've all been trained in that same system and that same style of thinking as a volleyball player.
Right, some
you don't
older,
take for granted. Yeah.
Some in their early 30s, some in their early to mid-20s, but under the same coach, same culture. Again, 8 of them. Texas Longhorns. O'Neal. Sullivan, former assistant for 14 seasons under Jared Elliott, and they're in the list of the Texas alums who play for Love Austin.
Yeah, that familiarity, that style of play, the system, and Eric also tries to give a little bit of continuity to his players, allows them that sense of ownership.
Maddie Banks set right atop the tape for a moment. In the back row, Jones-Perry, dug by Bell. O'Reilly went for the dunk. Kojima read it well. Gray with a swing, and Inoue couldn't get it. 9-7 Salt Lake.
This is more like what we've seen from Salt Lake. I have them pegged as one of the better teams with a better chance to make it all the way to the finals, if not even win it. It's because of this style of play.
Gray again. Another kill for Alexa Gray. 10-7 Salt Lake. Gray's got 17 kills, hitting .380. 3 attack errors. 36 swings. Won 5 medals with the Canadian national team, but again, they're trying to make the Olympics for the first time since the Atlanta game. Skylar Fields with a kill.
What a spark plug Fields has been. Since getting onto the court, she's been that extra kind of balance for the offense of Salt Lake, and she's really made an impact offensively for them.
7 kills, that's 7 times as many as she had the entire season coming into that second set. O'Neal on the slide.
You can tell that Bree's trying to open up different areas of the net as well. Running O'Neal behind her, that forces the blockers of Salt Lake to try and run with her.
Poulter surveyed her options. She went to Gray on a combo play. Off the soft block, dug by Inoue. O'Neal on the slide again. One-hand dig by Poulter. Set by Gray. Swing by Fields. O'Reilly on the back end. Bump set by Inoue. Swing by Eggleston. Blocked by Fisher. 12-8 Salt Lake. Timeout Austin. Love Salt Lake closing in on forcing a fifth. And a possible chance at a reverse sweep. They look like a completely different team.
Yeah, Salt Lake back to doing exactly what they do, which is use Alexa Gray on the outside and push some of the offense on the right as well. We're seeing these big blocks because they're reading the offense of Austin.
The USC, so she could play 6 rotations. And her head coach, Brad Keller, there said she'll be CEO or president of the United States. She's magnetic. She just draws people toward her.
Let's go. Skylar for president.
There she is, Skylar, getting dug by Banks. Eggleston off speed. Logan Eggleston getting one back for Austin. All right, so Austin, did they take that third set off? It's hard to keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah, I think that the main difference for me was that they just had more options on Salt Lake's side that they were having to pay attention to. In the first couple of sets, they really didn't have to worry about anyone except Alexa Gray, and they did a good job of slowing her down. Maybe there was a little bit coming through the middle, but now it's a more balanced offense on Salt Lake's side. It becomes a different game for Austin. I almost called them Texas.
So you're saying not so much what Austin hasn't done, but what Salt Lake has done. There's the cage on the slide again.
Yeah, I think Austin's played a pretty well-rounded game so far, and it showed much more so in the first couple of sets. They looked really good because they were disciplined and strong in all areas, especially in the serve. But now, again, they have too many things to think about at the net.
Poulter's got some options here. Lots to think about. Jones Perry going high hands and didn't get him. Their attack error for her today. 13-11 Salt Lake. Jones Perry has been blocked 4 times, has one other attack error, 16 kills. Poulter going to Fields, dug by Banks. O'Reilly to Eggleston, dug by Gray. Bumps at Kojima. Here comes Fields again, pushing one back toward the back line. Banks there. Cat Bell rolls one over. Oh. Kojima keeps it alive. Banks went for the pancake and got it. Elite defense. Back row attack. Gray. Dug by Inoue. That's not what they wanted. Some miscommunication there. Couldn't take advantage of a free ball. Cat Bell. Dug by Poulter. Bumps at Kojima. Big point here. Jones Perry. Cross body and getting it done. Exhausting point. You can see it on their faces.
Rally of the night. Are you kidding me with the defensive plays we saw tonight? There were some huge ups here. That roll right there, and I think it came off somebody's leg at some point. Yeah, Fields then popping it up. This one, I think we might have seen a challenge if it hadn't gone Salt Lake's way. But the fact that they just lasted and continued playing and did not give up, that scrappiness could put them over the edge in this set.
Now Fields to serve. Had an ace earlier. Good pass by Banks. Eggleston, hard angle attack, goes wide. 15-11 Salt Lake.
Forcing the errors. Again, make yourself a presence at the net, and then those errors are starting to creep in from Austin's hitters.
Good side for Fields. Overhand pass by Eggleston. The cage. Getting one back for Austin. 15-12 Salt Lake.
The other point about that long rally was there was a free ball there for Austin. They had their chances to put it away, but again, those little details. If you get a free ball, you have to make it your point.
They were unable to do so. Otherwise, it would be a one-point game right now. Dixon on the slide. Diving dig by Eggleston. The cage with the paintbrush. Diving dig by Fields. Kept alive by Poulter. Free ball coming. Can they take advantage? O'Reilly. Backs at Bell. Going high hands and didn't get it. Again, they don't take advantage of the free ball.
I see what Bell's trying to do there. She's going high. She knows she's going to have hands in front of her. But again, those are the points. Those are the little differences between the highest level teams and the just high level teams.
Well put.
Highest in the high.
There's an ace for Jones Perry. That's what that serve can do. 17-12 Salt Lake. Timeout, Austin.
RJP, more like RIP if we're on the receiving end of that. My goodness, the heat she puts and the cross-court spin, the combination of those two is what makes that serve so good.
T. Michael with the line of the night. 17-12 Salt Lake. What is Eric Sullivan telling his team?
Yeah, he's got to be saying how you take care of points that are easy balls. I know he likes to give a lot of ownership to his players in these moments, and sometimes he'll just step to the side and say, hey guys, what do you think we need to do? But he's probably telling them, hey, look, those balls that have to be taken care of, we cannot take for granted. Those are the ones that are make or break. And for me, it feels like that's what's kind of pulled the separation right here. Salt Lake have been really crisp and clean. They're serving tough. They're not making errors. Whereas Austin are giving up a little bit too much in those easy balls.
Riding some emotion right now. The 17-12 lead. Austin's used their final timeout this set. Here's Ronnie's sister, Danny. Ronnie will serve again. Took a little off at that time. Make sure it stayed in play. Corey Dixon taking care of business.
I mean, there's a little bit of luck going on over here on Salt Lake side, too. That's a scrappy, kind of just throw your hands out and hope something happens there play on Salt Lake side.
Luck is a skill, right?
Make your own luck. Yeah, what movie is that from?
1813. Greatest game ever played. Golf movie from the 1913 U.S. Open. Harry Barden, the veteran, told the kid Francis Ouimet, luck is a skill, son. That's what he said. Joey Jarvis will serve for Austin as they try to turn some things around here.
Passing's gotten a lot better on Salt Lake side too, so tough serving has to be at the forefront for Austin.
Service error for Jarvis. And Salt Lake running away with this fourth set. Austin just ain't happy unless it goes 5.
Well, they're going into that 5-setter with luck on their side. They've won all their matches in 5-setters, so they know how to get it done, but Eric Sullivan would prefer they didn't have to.
Sullivan with Rod Browning in the background, longtime head coach at St. Mary's. Berry Lake serve. Going after Eggleston. Poulter going outside to Gray. Off the block and out of bounds. 20-13 Salt Lake.
We're seeing some smarter swings as well on Salt Lake side. That one especially. Gray going over her shoulder. She doesn't even look. Called the no-looky cookie, where you kind of just bait the blocker into reaching towards you, and then you go off hands and out of bounds. Excellent choice by the Canadian.
The no-looky cookie.
Delicious.
Can I quote you on that?
Absolutely.
All right.
I didn't invent it. Can't take credit, but I'll use it.
Leah Hardiman getting in the act for Love Austin. Hardiman played briefly in 2 matches this year. 4 kills and 14 total attacks, and a 71 coming in. Decatur, Georgia native.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see a couple of changes on Sullivan's side, right? He has a deep bench. He can absolutely use it and work those pieces around. It's still kind of early in the season, so if you're in these tough spots, you're not going to ride someone who's not working.
Fawcett in and Lloyd in as well. Veteran setter serves it away. Fisher on the slide, dug by Eggleston. Lloyd teeing up Fawcett, tipped it over. Kojima. What a dig by Inouye off the swing from Gray. Kept alive by Hardiman. Fawcett with the swing, dug by Kojima. Poulter, back row attack. Back row attack from Claire Hoffman.
And Hoffman's someone we've seen all season long, and it's a stable part of St. Louis, of Salt Lake's reception and backcourt. So using her in the offense, a little unexpected, especially backcourt, but I love that out of Poulter.
Claire Hoffman's first kill. 4th-year pro out of Pleasant Hill, Oregon. Went to the University of Washington on the challenge. Was there a touch?
I think so. I think I see a little wiggle there in the pointer finger on the right hand. Me, myself, and I are the only ones that saw that touch, apparently.
21-14 Salt Lake. Short serve from Lloyd. Good pass by Kojima. Fisher went with the wrist away down the line. I think it was the contact she wanted, and she went wide.
I know Poulter's going to keep trying to feed her. Again, keeping the middle involved is what's gotten them this far in these last couple of sets. Even if that ball goes wide, it's still a statement to Austin.
And as a middle blocker, if you do something like that, you love it when they go right back to you, don't you?
I thought Poulter might. If you'd asked me, I would have said, yeah, she's definitely feeding her middle again.
Gray goes long. We have a challenge issued here from Salt Lake. They are.
Poulter pretty confident, just asking for the serve. Go ahead, heading back to the end line. The wiggle.
Yep.
The wiggle is real on that one. How high Gray is as well. Whole head and shoulders over the
No kidding. 6 foot 1 inch tall. Back to the state of Utah, which she called home 2012 to 2015, playing for BYU. Here comes Gray. Gray again. 22-16.
That's the way to handle a free ball. That's the way to convert on an easy opportunity. It has to look like that at the highest level. And you mentioned it, Gray, playing in front of Yano, playing overseas in Turkey. That's where you learn that kind of urgency on a free ball opportunity.
One of the outside hitters in the world, Alexa Gray. O'Reilly, O'Neal. Net violation.
This one's dead.
Yep, 23-16, Salt Lake. Remember, we got the 5 set for ball out of the back row. Austin gets one back, 23-17.
And that was great by Bell, even just to get Poulter off the service line. She got on a little bit of a run there, going on that cross-court slice. So anytime you can get a good server off the line, that's a win.
Fisher, dug by Inouye. Eggleston, dug by Poulter, bump set Kojima. Gray well off the net, down into the net. Attack error on Gray, 23-18.
Salt Lake don't get that point, but I was looking at Hoffman there. She put in a perfect reception, and there were options for Salt Lake's side. That's the difference here that could put them over the edge.
Statistically, number 21 there, Claire Hoffman, the best passer in the league so far this year. That was Gray passing that one. Eggleston. Diving big by Kojima. Gray again. Throwing high hands and got him. Set point for Salt Lake.
Kojima jumped on a fire team after that dig.
As well she should be.
I love seeing her have fun.
Very popular with her teammates, Manami Kojima. Olympian for Japan. Got the live by Fields. Jones Perry. That's blocked by O'Neal. Second set point coming up for Salt Lake. Run away with these two sets.
I think that's Hoffman in the front court. We talked about this, right? She's more of a reception and defensive player, but she's playing all the way around to the front. I wouldn't be surprised if she got swept out, but it's set point now. Maybe not.
And Fisher ends it. 25-19 Salt Lake. We are going 5 here at Bruin Arena. Austin won the first 2 sets. Salt Lake has come back to win the next 2 comfortably. Behind work like this from Manami Kojima.
This is the defensive effort that keeps teams playing and scrapping. If you've got the offense firing and the defense to back it up, that's how you win volleyball matches. And Salt Lake are looking to do the gas, and Salt Lake capitalized on that.
Salt Lake passing it really well right now. There's Eggleston. Kept alive very nicely. O'Reilly going to Eggleston again. Got dug by Jones Perry. Alexa Gray. Dug by Eggleston somehow. Gray again off speed, finding some floor. 1-0 Salt Lake. Fifth set to 15. Everything brings a sense of urgency.
And the problem for Austin right now is Salt Lake have kind of found their rhythm. They've got that balance going, and they're coming off of 2 wins, right? One of them was a 5-setter, so they don't mind going 5 sets either.
A block for Gray. Alexa, not known for her blocking. That's the 10th block in this match for Salt Lake. Austin has 16. Salt Lake leading it 2-0. Looking to win via reverse sweep. The Poulter serve too long, 2-1. Side out Austin.
Those feel a little heavier in a set just to 15, but this is what got them there, right? That tougher serving, getting their block more in place, giving themselves opportunities. They're not going to take their foot off the gas in that aspect either.
Asia O'Neal serve. Poulter going to Gray. Dug by Hardiman. Back row attack by Bell. Covers it up herself. O'Reilly trying to put it down. Gray pushing it back over. Overdig. Options for Poulter. She tees up. Skylar Fields. He has come up so huge in this comeback. 3-1 Salt Lake.
Free ball has to be synonymous with point, and that's what we've been seeing from this Salt Lake side recently, is that they're not allowing Austin any second chances.
They've taken care of business when need be. Tamamiya Shiro's team. Gray with the serve. Took something off it. O'Reilly going to Eggleston. Back on her face from Fields. The cage on the slide. Jones Perry, dug by Inoue, absolute bullet. Eggleston rejected by Fisher. 4-1 Salt Lake.
It seems like a complete flip-flop from what we saw in the first couple of sets. It was all Austin in the net play. Now it's Salt Lake who are really difficult to get past.
Cue up Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. O'Reilly going to the cage. Down in the cage, getting one back for Austin as they try to claw their way back into it. 4-2 Salt Lake.
Now's when you start to see the tactics play off, and they're changing throughout the entire match. You're going to start to see more tips out of Austin's side, some rolls. They're looking to really get Salt Lake in a difficult spot like that.
Short serve for O'Reilly. There's a block from McCage. Bottom of McCage came up so big in the first and second set, particularly the second set.
She came back with that renewed energy. 2 matches we didn't see her. This is what she's so good at. That presence at the net, which went a little quiet in the third and fourth set. If she can get that going again, that could be huge for Austin.
She's got 4 blocks. Skylar Fields another kill. 5-3 Salt Lake.
I love the way Fields is taking advantage of his opportunity. You mentioned it. She hasn't had a lot of playing time. But in these opportunities, this is where you have to prove you can do it. Can you be an impact player when you're needed?
Sophie Fisher, top server, another blocker, service error there. A couple of them in this set for Salt Lake. 2 of the 3 points for Austin have come via service error here in the 5th set. Now Eggleston will serve for Love Austin. Not an ace, but it results in a free ball. Can Austin take care of business? O'Reilly going to Eggleston and was unable to do it. 6-4 Salt Lake. Exactly what you're talking about, Key.
And Eric Sullivan's going to say the exact same thing when they go to the locker room tonight. Hey guys, we had our chances. Those are the ones that have to be points.
Poulter going to Jones Perry, but by Inoue. O'Reilly. The Hardiman. Back in the face. Good work by Austin. Jones Perry gets rejected. McCage and Bell.
And we might have a challenge coming here. I think Salt Lake thought that ball was down on Austin's side, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a second look at it. But better job by Austin on that free ball opportunity to get their hands in front of someone in the block.
It was O'Reilly and Bell.
Let's have a look at it. Yeah, there's a touch.
Yep. Any part of the ball touches the ground, it's done.
That's always a statistical challenge as well. Courtney Thompson watching on in the background. You recognize that face. It's always a statistical challenge because unless your hand is completely underneath the ball, there's a 90% chance that ball's down.
So instead of 6-5 Salt Lake, 7-4 Salt Lake. And the set to 15, hugely important. Skylar Fields to serve. Targeting Hardiman. Cat Bell. Jones Perry after the great dig by Gray. Dixon, couple of opportunities to put it down. Good work by Austin. Hardiman. Covered up by McCage. Bell, right pin again. Second swing of the rally. Dug by Kojima. And Fields gets it done. Airtight defense for Salt Lake. And Fields takes care of business.
Fields and Kojima, 2 of the players tonight that have been absolutely stand out in what they've been asked to do. And it's been a lot of things they've been asked, but they've been performing.
Timeout, Austin. Skylar Fields did not play the first 2 sets. She has 9 kills in the last 3 sets combined. Just came in off the bench and brought the spark with her.
Even just looking at these timeouts, the energy on Salt Lake's side, they are hyped. They are in each other's faces. You're seeing some dances. You're seeing their shoulders are back and puffed out chests. And look at Tama, her emotion. On the other side, it's looking a little bit flat, and that's kind of reflected in their court play as well.
8-4 Salt Lake. Again, I asked for Austin at this point. Things are getting pretty desperate. What should they do?
Tough serving is key, always.
Which comes with some risk.
And that's what we've been seeing. But again, taking care of those simple things when they get those opportunities, you got to put it away if you get a free ball, and continue to be courageous in their swings.
Battle between the top 2 teams. Salt Lake at 3-1, Austin at 3-2, and there's Hardiman with a kill. Last time these 2 teams met was the opening round of the Love Finals last April 10th. A 5-set win for Austin. 4 sets went to extra points. All 5 were decided by 2 points. And the 5th set was 18-16, so they're used to playing intense matches. McCage's serve. Good pass by Gray. Jones Perry. Excellent work by Fields and Kojima to keep that ball alive. Free ball, though, coming. It's Cat Bell. And the dig is over the net and out of bounds. Austin gets one back.
Good communication there as well between the teammates. I think Bell was there to play that and thinking it was another free ball, but there you go. She's put away a free ball. That's what Austin needs more of.
Big side from McCabe for the team now down by 2 consecutive points for Love Austin. Dixon on the slide. Dixon with a kill. Corey Dixon, that's her 6th kill of the match.
It's few and far between, but she is there and available for Poulter every time. She's a longtime national team player, never made an Olympic roster, but knows what it means to be a middle that gets her arm up and ready.
Thunderous serve, good pass by Eggleston, results in a kill for O'Neill. 9-7 Salt Lake.
That's another thing that seems like Austin's gone away from just a little bit, is using their middle, even in difficult situations. I called it out that the setter, I think it was Brie O'Reilly, was running her middle from off the net in the first couple of sets. That went a little bit quiet in the last 2.
They bring in the double sub. Carly Lloyd into set, Julianne Fawcett in at opposite. Madison Skinner in her sweats on the sideline. And Fawcett makes it 9-8. She showed me Madison Skinner on the sideline.
Fawcett getting high. O'Neill just hanging there. I'd love to see that covered by Salt Lake, but good work to kind of defy gravity for O'Neill.
Short serve, Poulter going to Gray. Gray. Salt Lake keeping the upper hand. 10-8 Salt Lake.
Gray's been a huge offensive threat. Quieter in the first 2. Now with the balance, we're really seeing how creative she can be in her offense. Problems with asking for more middle, forcing the middle. The other side blockers, they're going to feel that. And Fisher as well was like, all right, we haven't seen a lot of middle offense in a while. Let me get in front of her and take it away.
6 blocks for Fisher, matching Asia O'Neill of Austin for the match high. O'Neill got dug by Fields. Gray, big swing, dug by Inoue. Lloyd teeing up Fawcett, back in her face from Fisher. Bump set by Eggleston, top of the net. Set by O'Neill, swing by Hardiman off the block and out of bounds. Big point. That'll be a Hardiman with the set. And for Love Austin. Again, playing the last few sets without Madison Skinner. Good pass that time by Claire Hoffman. Often hear that. Statistically the best passer in the league. Here comes Gray. Going for the hands and didn't get him. It's 11-10 Salt Lake. With Madison Skinner with the sweats on.
Yeah, one of the best attackers in the league. Pulled out. I think in the second set, didn't see a whole lot more of her. I wasn't sure if there was an injury or something, but not being used.
Service error. That is a big one. 12-10 Salt Lake.
That was costly. You want to be aggressive. You want to go for it. But there's some moments where you just have to ride your wave of momentum and get the ball in.
And Poulter. 13-10 Salt Lake. Austin was that close to evening this thing up.
Well, Poulter knows where to serve, right? She's been targeting Eggleston all night long. She'll continue to do it.
She goes there. Pass by Eggleston that time. Fawcett with the swing. Blocked by Fisher again. 7 blocks in the match for Sophie Fisher. Huge match point, Salt Lake.
Huge step up for Fisher. We asked her to step in and play this role in lieu of Serena Gray. Who do you have that's going to step up in the middle? She's done an awesome job.
Hasn't she ever? Sophie Fisher, second-year pro. Eggleston. Salt Lake can win it right here. It's Gray who gets the job done. A reverse sweep. Love Salt